boys.
Hold on. Hey. Why don't you do this?
There's your first one. Give you one more. Second chime. Good afternoon. Welcome to Science. How are we doing today?
Good.
Good. Nice. Great to see you. It's been a while. Let's start the class off with our moment of silence. But while we do our moment of silence, maybe think about the daily spark. Think about, have you ever been hiking? I take for the most part, walk outside, hike in the woods. Where was it? What was your favorite place? So think about that while you do your daily spark. And also, let's think about our intentions for the day, the good intentions that we have for each other, to have a good class. All right? On the chime. Cole, you got a second?
Oh, yeah.
All right, thank you, Sarah. All right, deep breath in. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. So while I take attendance, please answer the daily spark. Eddie asked a great question. He was like, can I draw my daily spark? So who would like to draw your daily spark? I would love to see you draw it. Have you ever been hiking? Where is or was your favorite place to hike? Please describe the topography. Jojo, can you tell us what topography is, please?
Topography is like the geographical, like how the terrain is.
How the terrain is. Thank you. Also, now, we've been studying minerals in the rock cycle, right, for a while? Yeah. I want you to think about it, take it one step further with how you describe your favorite hike, right? Discuss the composition of the ground, knowing what you know about rocks and minerals. See if you can relate that into your daily spark. Cool? Thank you, boys. And thank you for the calmness that is instilled in the class right now. Greatly appreciate it. All right, I finished attendance. You guys still need a minute? Johnny, your notebook should be up on that side. Anyone else? Elliot?
I have it in my head.
I need you to write it down.
I know I'm thinking.
Okay.
Gonna watch any videos today, Donnel?
We're gonna look at pictures today, so it's pretty cool. While you guys wrap up your daily spark, are we wrapping them up? For the most part? Cool. While you guys are wrapping up your daily spark, I'll give you what we're gonna do today. Today we're gonna go in depth about weathering erosion by looking at different mountain ranges. So that's the pictures we're gonna look at. We're going to talk about the Sierra Nevadas, the Appalachians, and the Sedonas. You guys know where the Sedonas are?
No.
Yeah.
They're in, who said yes?
I think I've heard of it.
I forget, but I remember that my friend told me that.
Sedona?
It's in Arizona.
Well, I
But
know that.
you know what that is?
Yeah.
Cool.
Where is it? Can I explain?
Yes.
Cause in Sedona, we used to fly to Arizona and then drive to Sedona. And they have this like natural rock slide thing where like it's a water slide thing with all the rocks and it's really fun.
Cool. Save the rest of your thoughts on that when we start talking about the Sedonas, all right? But thank you for telling us where it was. So we're going to talk about examples of weathering erosion, distinguishable features and effects of it, and then we're going to do a mini lab for the second half of class. I'll explain more about that, but it's going to be carving a mountain range out of a bar soap, which is pretty cool. And you guys are going to work on data collection. So we'll talk more about that. So, real let's get the day started, right? You with me?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? You guys with me today?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
This is a
Alright.
very hard question. Like the topography part. The topography.
All right. One mic. If you would like, anyone would like to share their daily spark? Let's go with. You had your hand up for a while, bro.
I have a question, and I can share my daily spark. But my question was, what is the most common rock that you see? Igneous rock, metamorphic, or?
Can we save that
Basalt.
question till when we do like
Basalt.
when we start talking about mountain ranges?
Wouldn't that be basalt?
Yeah. We'll
Basalt.
talk more about that in a second.
Okay,
I-
and my daily spark is my favorite place to hike is Kirby Cove, in the Marin Headlands.
Cool.
There are like a bunch of bunkers. There's like deck in there, and then there were lots of rocks. I think mostly they were sedimentary rocks.
Nice. What else about the landscape can you describe?
It was bumpy.
Bumpy.
Bumpy. It was
Mud
like
right now.
there was a lot of sand and dirt
Sand and dirt.
and grass.
Cool. Let's go with
Travel.
Nathan over here.
Okay. So this summer, me and Fenner and Benny and some other kids went to this backpacking camp where it was in the Trinity Alps, and we went to a bunch of places, like mostly like 7-mile hikes and stuff.
Cool.
And it was like
Topography wise, what can you tell us
the
about the
topography.
landscape?
There's like normally like if you there wasn't a whole lot of flatness, so it was a lot of up and down. So
Like
there was a bunch
like
of
very steep up or like gradual?
pretty steep actually. Yeah, there was a bunch of like saddles up to the mountains.
Nice. Go with two more Birch and then Birch.
So
Share out.
I like hiking near the Yuba River.
Nice.
It's 3 hours from here, and it's just beautiful because there's river, there's lots of fish you can catch. It's a great swimming hole, and there's a lot of sedimentary and metamorphic rocks there. I thought there was a lot of sedimentary, and I thought there was a few metamorphic rocks that I saw. But it's right next to the it's right next to this town called Donnell, and it came in second place to be the capital of California.
Awesome. I'm gonna go one more on this side, and Cole's been waiting patiently, and the rest of them we'll share when we're doing lab.
Mike, I have a question.
Okay, Cole, and then you can ask.
Well, there's one place I like to hike that's closer to here, but they're both kind of far, like an hour drive. But
Can you please do that again? And as well.
favorite,
Cool.
it's really steep uphill. It's like
Why don't you put it like
this place called Camp Arroyo.
I'm sorry, could you start over? That was like the distraction. Tristan, can I help you with something?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the mic.
Okay, but you know this on class.
It's
Sorry.
at a place called like Camp Arroyo, and it's like a 3-mile hike. It's 1.5 hours like straight up, like or like an hour straight up like that, and then you
So
go.
steep terrain.
Yeah, and then you get up to the top, and there's just like one tree,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go back down, and it's like steeper. So we gotta like slide down that, but there's like this big cliff that had like it looked like it had like a bunch of faces in it.
Tyler, your presence, please. Thank you. That's awesome. Like I said, I would love to still hear like your favorite hikes, and we could talk about that when we're like doing the lab, because there's like kind of downtime where we could have open discussions while we work on the lab. So we'll save the rest of that for then. But Elliot, you had a question before we continue.
what about our are we gonna be doing any of our like
Yes.
our brochure?
That is number 4 on the checklist. After Forest Oaks data collection, once we get that wrapped up, I'm going to talk to you guys about the brochure, the student handout. Remember last week how we outlined everything that we need to put on the brochure? I made the student outline from everything that you guys inputted, so I'm going to give that to you guys.
Yeah, I
as well.
sent mine to you. I was sick on Tuesday, so I just sent mine
Dang it, I forgot to do that.
No worries, no worries. All right, let's get to weathering and erosion. We kind of talked about it before, weathering and erosion. What is it, right? What are the effects of it? Anything you guys remember? Eddie,
So,
can you pick one? Just pick one to talk about.
okay, I'll talk about weathering.
Yes.
So, one day, like, you'd see a big rock, like a big mountain, like, and then that was like on a cliff. And then, or like in a field, like a plain. And then you'd come back later, like in the future, a long time in the future, you'd come back and you might see like bits of sand and dust underneath it, like on the edges, and you might see that got smaller. That's from wind slowly and like wind, rain, stuff,
Nice.
and like weather breaking it
I
down.
really appreciate how you made it like a story. Like one day there's a rock, which is pretty cool. Lou, do you want to add on to weathering?
I was gonna do erosion.
Okay. Can I pick you for erosion? I want to continue with weathering since we're on the top. Anyone have anything to add on weathering? Tyler.
Weathering can cause like, I don't know, mudslides. So maybe you're playing soccer and then suddenly it starts raining. It's like,
Yeah, the motion of that's like more so. Yeah, pretty cool. But that's like we're gonna tie that one into erosion.
okay.
Weathering can also be caused by like just straight up a creek. Like you can come to a like Eddie said, you can go to a canyon one day or you can see a little stream, and you come back millions of years later, and it's like a giant
Grand
canyon.
Canyon.
It's the Grand Canyon.
Right? Yeah. So that is. So would you guys agree or disagree to think
That's
like
erosion.
Agree.
That's
weather?
more erosion.
You don't even hear yet. I didn't pose anything yet. Weathering and erosion kind of like tied together, like they're like
A bit.
two processes that work together
Yeah,
to form things, right? Yes.
Like also weathering could cause like landslides. So let's say there's a lot of houses in like South America and stuff that are on like stilts and on the sides of like drops. And once there's a lot of like precipitation or like weathering, it can become fragile.
Cool. So now that we're like breaking into erosion, Lou, you were the man
So
for that.
erosion is like if there's a mountain and then there's a stream going down the mountain, and like there are rocks in the current, and they're getting like tossed around and bumping against all stuff. And if they get caught over time, water will like seep into little cracks and then kind of pull away some of the mineral substance from it, and then unless it's a sedimentary rock, it will pull away sediment, but it'll, whether or not it's a sedimentary rock, more metamorphic or igneous rock, it will eventually turn the whole rock into sediment, and then that will go down and gradually build up the mountain.
You just took my whole lesson from me.
I have something to add to that.
No, I got nothing to teach you guys.
I have something to add to that.
Yes. No.
Wait, so
I'm just kidding. There's so
so
much
erosion
more.
is kind of like putting a rock in a rock tumbler, having like the other material, like there's sand and stuff that you put in with the rocks to like wear it down with the stuff.
So you guys, like I'm hearing a lot of similarities between weathering and erosion.
Yeah.
Can anybody think of the difference between weathering and erosion? Thought I had you guys here. but I guess I didn't. Cole and then Benner. Think about it. They are similar, but there is a difference between the two. Yes.
Weathering is breaks it apart, like breaks it down, and then erosion is just like spreads it apart, like goes like.
Nice. So what causes the spreading? What other natural forces can cause that?
Winds, then erosion's water.
You guys are killing this. Anything that's like did you guys hear his example?
that's what
You want to say it again? Feel more confidence with it because you got it totally. There it is.
Weathering is wind also, and like it breaks it down into little tiny pieces, and erosion like forms stuff and spreads it apart.
Nice. You guys got that?
Yeah.
Weathering is the breakdown of the rock, right? And erosion is when water, ice actually affects